What if I told you that I know a lot of teams that are high performing, highly collaborative, and that are solving puzzles together, and they all do it remotely? What if? I am Johannes Sundlo, and you're watching 2 Minute Thursday. And 2 Minute Thursday is where I talk about the subject for 2 minutes. And this time, my intention, just saying it's the intention, not saying that I will stick to it, but my intention this time is to stick to the 2 minutes. Whew. I'm a bit nervous. Let's put those 2 minutes on the clock, and we'll go back to where we started. Wait, before we start, let's just take a moment and also acknowledge that if you want to be one of the first 100 that subscribe to this channel, now is your time. The spots are going fast, and if you want to be one of the people that said like, I knew that guy when he only had less than 100 subscribers, now is the time to hit that subscribe button, hit it hard. But let's go back to the start now then, because there are teams that are currently working and have been for some while at least. I think that we can draw a lot of inspiration from those teams, looking at what they do and also how they're forming, norming and storming to come together as one team. And they also come at one of the most raised questions and concerns when it comes to remote work. And I'm talking about how to foster a culture while doing remote stuff. These teams, they emerged 20 years ago or so, give or take a few years. And I shouldn't say I've been particularly deeply involved with these teams, to some extent maybe, but it hasn't really been my thing. But I do know a lot of people that spends a lot of time in these communities online. And I'm obviously talking about the online gaming communities, because I think that's a great example where people gather around a topic or a certain cause or a certain game in those cases to solve quite difficult problems, in all honesty. And they do it remotely, they do it without even doing a hiring process, in most cases at least, before they start gaming together. And it works. People are solving quite complex problems in these games, and they're collaborating online, they're collaborating with people from different cultures in different cities and simply solving problems together. When people raise the issue like, oh, we can't build a culture with remote people. Yeah, but obviously you can. There's tons of evidence that you actually can build a culture within a community or within a group of people online. You just have to do it differently. And I think that's the key word here. You have to do it differently. You can't apply the same principles, the same things that you've been doing in the past to create a culture. You have to switch that mindset out, poof, and in with something new. And you simply have to think new and switch perspectives. And in all honesty, I've been a bit annoyed with the whole, you can't really build a culture online that is always emerging in almost every discussion around remote work. And it got me thinking of what can I, as an example of where have I seen cultures coming together online, forming a group and sharing culture norms, and then gaming just came to mind. I wanted to share the thoughts with you and also see what you think about this idea, because this might have some flaws. It might be things that I overlook. Does it make sense having the gaming community act as an example for how we could build culture internally? I'll get back to you on the details around how they're succeeding. We talked a lot about gamification couple of years ago, less so now, but I think there's elements to borrow, like having those clearly articulated goals that games usually provides, gather around a cause. I think there's something there around clarity, which I think we can bring into the workplace as well. Having clearly defined goals will be even more important. But be mindful of the 2 minutes. I'm just gonna leave you there, and I'll love to hear your comments around what do you think we can borrow from the online gaming community into now where we build a remote working hybrid workplace, whatever we're gonna call it. What can we borrow? Interesting to hear your comments. So that was my 2 Minute Thursday this week, and I'll see you in the next one.